You cannot let the possessive things take control of your entire life and you not live it. This is your life. This is the way you're headed in life. And the only way to live it is to not let these items, these materialistic things, take control of you. The biggest factor of entrepreneurship, it's fueled with motivational factors of buying a Lamborghini, buying a penthouse in Miami, and moving out with the bros and going out for a night at clubbing in Miami, and the Rolexes, the luxuries of like liabilities, essentially things that are costing you more than what you think. And I speak on this, and I haven't even fully experienced it. Yes, I have the watches. Yes, I have jewelry. Yes, I have decent clothes. They're not fucking expensive as shit, but they're quality to me. They're quality to my well-being. They keep me warm. I'm sheltered. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my belly. Look at those things. Look at what you're going through and see what is actually benefiting your life. See what is actually there for you right now. You see, the biggest thing with entrepreneurship, in my experience, was how would I put this? It was such a struggle for my experience, myself, when I first started being an entrepreneur, making money online, and more or less having side hustles, personal brand, and it was just frustrating. Well, the biggest thing that I had to per se understand and get a grasp of was how they took control of me. In your mind, when you, and I'm sure people understand this, and it doesn't need to be just the luxuries. It could be anything. People obsess with a lot of things. It could be either with a certain person or with a certain location, a food, a habit, bad habits, or just a bad ex. There's many ways of looking at this, but in my aspect, I'll be speaking on entrepreneurship and the ways that you make money and the way that people spend that money. And I'm not saying control how you spend. You're spending too much, or you have too big of goals. Fuck that. I have big ambitions. I have big goals. I want that nice ass big house. I want that nice vehicle that runs smooth, that's loud, that my neighbors can fucking be annoyed with me, but I don't want neighbors. I want to live out in the middle of nowhere with my own peace and prosperity. With that being said, we all have our own ambitions. We have our own goals that's going to get us places in life that we all want to strive toward, that we all want to obtain and just be humbled by that we have. And we have long-term goals and short-term goals. And I want you to know that your long-term goals are not going to be most likely achievable within like your first month or two doing it. I mean, some people know how to crack the fucking code. Go for it, bro. It's the biggest thing I can preach of financial freedom right now. But we let these things possess us. We let these things take control of us. Well, Christian, how do we do this? Sorry. It was a long journey for myself to understand this. And when I was rolling with the punches, when I was stuck trying to figure out where I was going, what I was doing, and how I'm going to make it, how I'm going to get there, the biggest thing that came to my knowledge when I first was starting was all I wanted was to have those things I was obsessed over. And I'll tell you, that's what ruined my 4.5-year relationship with my ex. We were high school sweethearts, all that jazz. And this is where, when you're in these situations, in these positions in life, you look at yourself and you reflect. It's a form of reflection. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that it took a moment in life for that to happen, for it to snap out of place. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that that's where life happened and that's how it happened. But you know what? That's part of life. We live and we learn. We live and we love. We live and cherish and blossom and filled with joy, hate, sad, negativity, positivity. There's so many factors that we could approach with this, and how life throws punches at us. I'm rolling back with the topic of being obsessed with materialistic things. Sometimes it doesn't need to be materialistic things, but that it cost me my 4.5-year relationship, almost 5 years coming up. Actually, 5 years. It would have been 5 years last month. And I look at that and I'm like, would I have done anything differently in that time? No. I probably would have stayed, but if I truly wanted that relationship, I would have stayed. But I knew where I was going. I could not have stayed with someone that had that type of characteristics as my ex did. I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to just spew a bunch of shit on them. No. I would rather leave it as is. It's the history of my life. It's what I've experienced and what I get to carry with in life. And I want you guys to understand that's a part of life. With that being said, in that time of my life, sorry, mouth is dry. Water break. Love it. Anyway, so back then, I was super obsessive of making my own money online, making it out, saying fuck the system, fuck a 9-to-5. If you guys truly know my morals on this shit, I do not love or enjoy working a job. I do not enjoy giving my time up to something that's only going to pay me what I'm not even like a quarter worth. And I'll give you an example. And this is called entrepreneurial madness, which I find so funny because it's what I battle. It's like an everyday battle for certain people. And some people are not up for that fight. Some people are not up for that battle, that internal battle. So they choose not to go down that side hustle. They choose to be comfortable and enjoy their 9-to-5. Kudos to you. I love that for you, and I am so humbled by the fact that people are okay with that. But at the same time, I'm not. That's called entrepreneurial madness again. But kudos to you if you can, if you strive for those levels. But if not, and if you're striving for more, I'm down for that. I'm down to connect with you guys and work and make something happen. Both, like, let's create success together. But, and it's crazy because the other day I was talking to my mom and we talked about like working a job, like a 9-to-5 job, and how like the benefits and like what it can do for you and like where you could go in life if you truly were committed to like staying in one spot and learning that one skill and being committed to that one company. And I'm just like, in my mind throughout that, I think of two things. One being that I love my mom, even my dad too. He hops in sometimes and he's like, he doesn't understand it. My parents don't understand it, and that's okay. The reason why they don't understand it is because they never experienced it. They never seen it themselves. They were super surprised when they heard I made my business, when I started a business, when I started making money from my phone, when they saw I could make money. This week, I made more than what I made at my 9-to-5 in a week. And if I could do that consistently, and I could make that money and times it by maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 on my phone with like little to 1 to 3 hours a day, mind-shocking, mind-boggling. I know the point of this video was over being possessive on materialistic things. And I'm telling you this now, guys. That Lamborghini, that big ass house, I know it may not come my way. I know that might not be where my life goes. But I know in here I'm putting in the work, that I'm going to create a life for myself that is at ease. I'm going to create a life for myself that is going to have a vehicle that I can trust, that is eye candy to some people, but is like soul food to me because I worked so fucking hard for that, you know? Like right now I'm driving in a GMC Acadia, where the paint is chipped off on the hood. I have a bad wheel bearing. The check engine light doesn't go off. I have a bad O2 sensor. Like multiple things that are stacked fucking against me, being my vehicle. I went and after that breakup, I went and moved back in with my parents. I love them, and there's things that like I appreciate. I have a roof over my head. I have fucking food in my belly. I have a bed to sleep in. But I had to work for that shit. It's like you have to put in the work, and a lot of people don't do that. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but I also love the fact that some people are okay with that. Some people are okay with working and going through that process. And especially when you're at the bottom of the barrel, I pray for you. I pray for all the good that comes your way and all the bad that comes your way, so you can learn how to adapt. And that is another characteristic that I love about entrepreneurship, is that it doesn't matter where you start. There's always going to be adversity in everything you do and everything that comes your way, and learning how to tackle that, learning how to overcome that, and connecting this with our topic of being possessive on things is chase that bag, bro. Chase the money. Create opportunities for yourself. Money is not everything. Learn that in your head. If you are craving, obsessed with making money, understand that money is not everything. You have to live life. And my girlfriend, I love her. Like, she is so beneficial to my life, that this watch she bought me this watch for my birthday, the nicest watch I've ever owned. It's leather, really nice quality. I think it was like 300 something. I don't know. The brand is Fossil. She bought me a Fossil watch because I lost my dad's watch, and I was so upset with myself. If you guys don't know, I was like 11, and I was not very connected with my biological father. He passed away. I only saw him like 4 times out of my life, 5 times, maybe more or less. I honestly don't remember. Most of the times I saw him when I was super young, and when I grown up, I was so obsessed with playing video games that like I missed opportunities to go see my dad. And my grandma at times had to pry me to go see him, and like I didn't have a connection with him. Like sometimes I called him Jeremy. I didn't call him father. I didn't call him dad. It was kind of fucked up, but like not at the same time, and I regret it. I really regret it. It's like the biggest regret I have in my life. And what do? We can't go back in time unless, I mean, I don't have a time machine, do you? And like, you gotta roll with the punches, you gotta adapt, you gotta live life. And she got me a Fossil watch because, I mean, I did find my dad's watch, I did find it, but she got me this watch because of my dad's Fossil watch. My dad had a Fossil watch, so she got me a Fossil watch. But the thing that I love about this watch is when she first met me, I was super possessive. I was super dialed in. Winter Arc, that bullshit, but like seriously locked in on like making money. But to a point where like I was skipping so many steps to the process. I was skipping so many steps in my journey that as a successor, you can't do that shit. And that's the hardest truth mentally I had to grasp, that I had to like get through my thick skull, because I'm stubborn mentally, that like I just got to see it for myself. And I saw it for myself in those moments in time in my life. So it's a very interesting journey alone to experience that you just can't be possessive, because it ruins friendships, it ruins relationships, it ruins those family connections that we have. And honestly, I feel so bad for the people that are constantly telling themselves that they're not enough, that what they're doing is not enough, remember, guys, life is a journey. Every day is a process. Don't rush it. Put in the work, put in the effort, and you will make it. It's something that you can't put down on yourself. This is something that you have to show up every day if you truly want it. And the thing I love about this watch, to wrap this part up, is underneath the watch she engraved it saying, live the moment. I want you guys to learn this factor of live the moment. This deserves its own video, this watch. Thank you, Isabel. This watch deserves a whole video on its own, and the principle, the mental factor on it is, I wanted the Rolexes, I wanted the Lamborghinis, and maybe sure I still do. I want to get a taste of it, but I don't want my life to be about that. Honestly, I've learned to a point where I would rather live out in the middle of nowhere, no internet, be true to myself, read my books, garden, maybe even have a farm, and just live life. Live what life is. Live with what Mother Nature provided us. This might be a very extensive video, even though my other videos are 30 minutes, 20 minutes long. And I ramble and I go off task. That's what I'm good at, guys. I hope you guys love that because that's all I really do. But you gotta just ease off the possessions. You gotta lower your obsessions over these materialistic things, because they're not shit. And I say this with the matter of with TikTok Shop. All these brands, and when I first started, this is when my girlfriend met me, all these brands started doing incentive deals or creator rewards, where if you made them $10,000, you'd win an iPhone, or if you win them $10,000, you'd win a Bahamas trip. You would win these rewards of either making money, cash equivalent, ways to earn materialistic things, a G-Wagon, a Mercedes-Benz, a Lamborghini Canon, multiple things you could have won. But no, that's not what we're chasing, guys. And it's a distraction. It's all a distraction. And it's so upsetting that I see beginning entrepreneurs, beginning people in their journey chase these things and not realize that it's harming them more than it's doing good. And once you reach that point in your life, once you reach the potential mentally, then you're okay. Then you're okay to have those possessions be okay, but not to where it controls you in the beginning. Understand that life is a journey, and once you reach that point of security, having a roof over your head, having a vehicle that runs good and operating good. Obviously, I just told you my vehicle it runs, but taking care of the things you have now, instead of looking for the things that may not matter in the future. Because ultimately, that's your responsibility, I feel, as an individual, to where you're going in life. You're responsible for it. Where you're headed in life, you're responsible for it. And take control of your life. I got a tattoo on my arm that says, it's up to me to bring the great out of everything that I'm surrounded by. That quote I got by Ryan Caravero in one of his songs called Feelings. It's one of his original albums called Swing or something. And that resonated with me, and I listen to it constantly. And I tell myself when I'm having a bad day, it's up to me to bring the great out of everything that I'm surrounded by. So understand that. I love you guys. If you're not in the Discord, go join it. The Successor's Journey. It's free. I don't want to charge you guys to join it. I want to maybe have a service down the road, but again, that's talk for another day. I love you guys. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day.